shots on goal. The Cougars
And but Laura kills high off hands and outside.
not really making that 2-3 zone do anything for the Cougars.
The ESIM program is an international sport market and industry class in Madrid, Spain. So 15 of us from U of R got to go to Madrid, Spain for 10 days and do this program.
Studying abroad was everything I expected it to be. It was interesting, meaningful, and of course educational. For me, sport management is all about networking and making connections, and the class on international sport marketing just did that. And I now have the knowledge of international sport marketing and the connections to utilize in my future.
My experience was 10 out of 10. It was lots of fun. I'm a human kinetics student, so it's a lot of anatomy and physiology, but it was just nice to learn about my degree in a different country.
I would tell someone interested in studying abroad simply to just do it. I now have connections internationally from not just Spain, but people from Finland, Germany, Austria, you name it.
I would say don't think about it twice and just hop on, because it's a really good experience and you never know what you can get out of it.
It's my time, think it's my
The Brad Horning Legacy Fund at the University of Regina is doing something that I think is very fitting for our student athlete. It's creating scholarships in Brad Horning's name, and one of them is a scholarship for a student athlete with the women's hockey team, and one's for a student athlete with the Cougar men's hockey team. Brad was a wonderful example for students in terms of being a tremendous athlete. He was a tremendous student in terms of his academics. He was a leader and someone who persevered in the face of very substantial challenges. And that's certainly an example that all students should be able to follow at our university.
I chose to take online summer courses because they really worked around my schedule when I was working full-time in the co-op program. I can go log on to the course anytime I want. I don't have to be there at a specific time, so I can watch my lecture anytime during my day that I feel like it. I was able to take some classes that maybe I wouldn't have taken if I was taking them in person. With summer classes, I've been able to work, travel, and study at the same time.
The Sport and Recreational Management program at the University of Regina is a 4-year bachelor
In the league, and that one's intercepted at mid-ice by Owen Wareham. Now across some space, gets checked and knocked down. Christian Reamer doing a good job there. Bouncing puck. Taken back by the Cougars momentarily and then gathered up by Owen Wareham. 4 minutes gone of the period. And we're going to have our first penalty of the game as the arm goes up, and Christian Reamer is going to be serving this one. So the Cougars are going to have to kill a penalty here. at the 15:51 mark. Looking back at last season, power play for the Bisons, they were able to score 29 times with the man advantage, 24.2% operating, which put them 4th in the league. And on the other side of the PK, definitely some room for growth for the Cougars. They were 8th in the league with a 74.3% operating rate and beat 35 times on the power play. So here the Bisons go with the man advantage. And a puck gets lost. Looks like it might have jumped into the equipment of Leighton Online. One of the new Cougars out there, staying 6'6" on the ice, really giving some size to the Cougars, and an exciting recruit too for the team. As you look, 50 games played last year with the Melfort Mustangs, was able to put up 49 points, which is just fantastic for a defenseman. And that size out there, really beneficial. And has the hands of a smaller player too. I was watching some highlights, and just fantastic goal scorer as well. So a dangerous threat on both sides of the ice. As the Cougars will finally get this one out of their zone for the first time on the power play, and a quick shot, shorthanded, and a save was made. But a good job to kill off some more seconds on the Christian Reamer penalty. As the Bisons move towards the net, just a quick little tip. Anders will kick that aside. Back to the point. Malchuk leaves it there, top of the circle. Wrist shot, can't get through traffic. PK. The final 10 seconds of it. Bison's going to make that final push. Broadcasting today, a free broadcast for you on YouTube. Remember, once that regular season starts, though, all of these games with Canada West TV. You can lock in for the season pass already to make sure you're not missing any of the action when you can't make it down here to the Cooperators or your respective arena. So the Bisons 0 for 1 with the man advantage. Big kill for the Cougars, as you never want to go down 2-0 this early on in the game. Lead pass over center ice, going across, and another shot was blocked before it could get to Ethan Anders. Malchuk, long pass up ahead. Trimble was held up by Dylan McCabe, and now that one bumps across the blue line, forces Manitoba to exit the zone. And the Cougars will just clear it to center ice. 7 minutes gone of the first. Looking for someone out in front. Will find his man. Knocked down into the process, though, and that will allow Jackson Doucette to come out with some speed. Jackson Doucette throwing that one out in front, and the saucer pass just a little too high for Payson Yorkland. Couldn't fire that one into net. Quickly dropped by Howardchuk. And now that one will be cleared. Ben Christian sends that one around the boards, picked up by Colton Schindel. Back and forth on the defenseman. Ben Christian moves it up ahead, and now some space. Cade Runke takes the shot. Dribbles away from the net. Runke still following this one down. And a falling shot taken by Schindel. Now out in front. That one just misses the stick of Runke. From the point. Looked like Howrlock got a bit of a pad on that one. And now the Bisons will clear it. Cade Runke on the ice. A couple opportunities for him in this shift. Played with the Bruins won that SJHL championship in 21 and 22. Had some time with Moose. Into the netting. We'll have another whistle. 11:17 to go into the first period as the Bisons lead 1-0. Bisons, certainly what they're thinking about, especially with a new coach, Gordon Burnett, is how they're going to be filling the void. The two key players they lost this year, Devin Skoleski, who finished up with 27 points, was second on the team with points, now with the ECHL, Wichita Thunder, and then Brett Davis, who was just incredible last year, 29 points, led the team. He's over with Florida Everblades, which is actually where the captain of the Cougars, Mike Estra, is also going, as they'll help the two-time defending Kelly Cup champions. Looking for another one there, but Brett Davis, Stars draft pick, 2 years with the Bisons, gold last year with Canada's World University team too, and it was just a real highlight for the Bisons team last year. So that is a big void to fill when you have your top two scorers both leaving for the year. But Gord Burnett in his first year of coaching, hoping that the recruits can really help out, and you have those veteran guys that are just going to have to step up this year, and they really want to make sure that they get back into the playoffs after missing it for the last 2 years. And a big team that's going to be standing in their path is the Cougars. Like I said, they're only going to be playing 2 times in the regular season, but those are going to be big games. This might be the biggest rivalry for both of these squads, so it's going to be interesting to see. For the Cougars, too, like I said, they'll be in Winnipeg next weekend. On the 23rd, playing Lakehead, and then on the 24th, playing the Bisons. And then starting off their regular season against the other Cougars, Mount Royal, on the 29th and 30th, as Anders slaps that one away. And then U of R will have their home opener against UBC, the team that knocked them out of playoffs last year in a 2-0 sweep. That will be Thanksgiving weekend. So on the 6th and 7th, the Friday and Saturday, we'll be here at the Cooperators to start off the regular season. Puck comes loose out in front. Sends a dribbler along the boards, kept in by the Bisons as we approach the halfway point of the first period. Some good back and forth hockey between these squads. Checkmate, and failed to take that one out as it went off of the skate, and here we'll go the opposite direction, and a pass failed there as that one also clunked off of a skate, and a nice break for the Cougars as they'll be able to get this over center ice before dumping it in. That was Jordan Borchuk sending it in, the former Lloydminster Bobcat. Also part of the new recruits here for the Cougars. And Borchuk, 15 games played with Waterloo last season, 20 goals, 13 assists, so he really went off. Had 3 years in the WHL with the Tri-City too. Concordia University is where he also played a season, so he's a first year for the Cougars, but in his third year of eligibility. Aiden Third sends this one back for O-line. Then over to Jackson Doucette. Doucette, one of the speedier players out there always. Cuts through a few people before throwing it into the corner. Out in front off the skate and was looking for Jackson Doucette and just out of his reach. Dylan McKay will fire that one through traffic, hits a leg. Scramble in front of the net. Bisons will come away and just knock that one off of the boards. Here comes Veloso. Takes a shot, whips out wide on the glove side. We'll go the opposite direction. That was just out of the reach of Bjorklund. And we're just going to slow things down here as Ethan Anders will hold on to that one for the face-off draw. For the Bisons, their next preseason action is going to be coming up on Friday, September 22nd, home to Lakehead Thunderwolves, and then taking on the Cougars again on the 24th. And then they will start up their regular season at home against the Huskies on the 28th and 29th. And then don't worry too, Bisons fans, they do have the first bye on the Thanksgiving weekend, but they're going to be busy. Scheduled some games with Manitoba Moose, and they're also going to be headed to North Dakota. to play a game down there. It's 12 minutes now gone from the first period of this preseason action. Towards the net, out in front, no one there to pick it up except for Ostier. Former Swift Current Broncos sends that one across for Paulus. Played with the MJHL Nighthawks last year. Now going into his rookie season with the Bisons. And for Paulus, 56 games played last season, 31 goals, 30 assists. Also spent some time in the WHL here in Saskatchewan as he had some games with the Blades up in Saskatoon. So a tenacious battle ensues in the corner, finally pulled out by the Bisons. Still keeping him into the corner. Dribbling puck will come around to the other side. And that one just sent out by Cade Runke. Back in. Anders will just kick that one to stop it. Off the high glass and floats up into the crowd. We talked Bison's big losses offensively this year with Devin Skolowski and Brett Davis gone. For the Cougars, their key losses, top 4 defensemen, all gone, including Tyler Height, Mike Estra, Brennan Riddle, and Brady Puto. And that might have been the strongest defensive core the Cougars have had in years, especially Tyler Height, second-team All-Star, had 26 points, including 20 assists. Was the first Cougar to put up 20 assists or more since Josh Garbutt back in 2005-2006. Only the 4th defenseman ever to do it, as a scramble in front of the net there was steered aside by the Cougars. And for a Heights to the power play is where he really put up the points, as he had 18 of his 26 points with the man advantage. And now some time in the ECHL as Anders makes another save. It's loose on the opposite side though. Bisons couldn't find the shot they wanted. Now shot through traffic, still loose, and Anders will hold on to that one. And actually Tyler Height got some time with the Royals right after the Cougar season ended, headed down there, joined last year, and was able to match up for 18 regular season games, 4 goals, 9 assists, plus 14, so instantly making an impact there, and that was just the kind of player he was. Both squads also losing their captain, Gordy Keane, captained the Bisons last year. And then, of course, Mike Estra, the captain for the Cougars. So some leadership changes for both teams as that one sails it down. Bisons on their second power play here of the game, too. Cougars did a great job killing off the first one and look to do the same here with less than a minute to go on the power play. 1-0, Manitoba leads. 5:37 to go into the first period. And they're finally going to whistle that one down as about 4 or 5 players were just pinned along the boards. And Cougars will take that, a nice easy penalty kill if you're just going to hold it along the boards. Give them a chance to swap up some lineups though. Jordan Borchuk will come on into the ice along with Cade Runke, trying to kill this one, and then on the back end, Dylan McCabe and Carson Sass. One back by the Bisons. Back to work here on the power play. Malchuk sends this one top of the circle, and that one intercepted by Runke. Nice job, bounces his puck across. Quick shot, short-handed by the Cougars. And they've had a couple opportunities short-handed here. Looking pretty good on the PK. 22 seconds left to go on it. Bisons will try to get set up one more time and increase their lead here into the first period with 15 minutes now gone. Back and forth along the boards. Taken back by the Cougars, and they'll send that one out. And then now picked up by Ben Christian. Has his shot disrupted, so not able to get a whole lot on that one. And a good job there by Kean Calder to take away the opportunity. Calder also one of the new Bisons. Played in Portage last year. 57 games played for him. 15 goals, 27 assists. Pretty good point production for a defenseman. And now back to a 5-on-5 hockey as Matt Calling comes back on to the ice. So Bisons now 0 for 2 with the man advantage. This one will be sent out of the zone. 2-on-1 developing. Good job there by Calling to get back and then disrupt that one. Bisons have to be a little disheartened too with that 0 for 2 start onto the power play. Really, that first one kind of sets that tone, and they've really not been able to set too much up on the attack for it. But you're still into the preseason here, not a lot of games under your belt. You're just kind of trying to mix and match and see what's going to click for you come the regular season. Last year in the regular season, both these squads actually finished with 8 wins. The Cougars 8-17-3 with 19 points. The Bisons 8-19-1. And those 2 extra games that went into overtime for the U of R, those would end up being the decider of them at making playoffs and finishing in 6th place. They were in a tie with McEwen, but had the tiebreaker. And then the Bisons finished up in 8th place. And that's kind of what we're expecting once again here, that battle for 6th place. That final playoff spot going to be Cougars, Bisons, and McEwen all vying for that spot. So games against each other become that much more important. Jackson Doucette rifles that one and up and over the stick. The Jackson Arpin, the second year, former Winkler Flyer, able to block that one and give his goalie Ross Howrluck a little bit of a break there. Cougars trying their hand now at the power play as they kick that one back across the ice. Quick shot, rebound out in front, steered away, still kept in by the U of R. Jackson Doucette will send this one over to Carson Sass. His shot hits a stick, goes into the corner. Back to Doucette, leaves it for Sass. Goes across ice, quick wrist shot, and there's the goal. Dylan McCabe will even this one up, and U of R 1 for 1 with the man advantage. Always gives you a little extra momentum too, with 3:13 only left in the period, and just a nice back and forth there from the Cougars to stretch that one out east to west and give themselves a good opportunity to find Dylan McCabe kind of standing alone on the far side and tucks that one at top shelf. So 1-1, we are back to even. 3:13 left into the first period of this preseason Canada West game. Puck just over the head of Ben Christian into the corner. Out in front, we'll send this one a straight on look at Anders, and he makes a big save there. And Anders has been looking sharp after laying that first shot in. Calm down into the crease as he holds that one, and then we'll drop it for Reamer. And we have the ref's arm up once again, so another penalty will be going, as we just got the official call for the last power play goal of the Cougars. As we said, that was Dylan McCabe with the goal, and then Jackson Doucette and Logan Barlagi both assisting on that one. Off to the box this time, Cameron Trimble. So now the Cougars will get their second look on the power play with 2:20 to go here in the period, and a good job to keep that momentum going and perhaps go into their first lead of the game here. So that was gloved down. Puck comes out, Jackson to Doucette. Some nice moves trying to shake off his defender, leaves it at the blue line. Over to McCabe. Quick shot through traffic, that one hit the stick of Bjorklund and couldn't get through. Bisons take their time to clear that one down. Over 30 seconds of the man advantage now gone. Cougars will swap out a few players here on the power play. They send it into the corner. Logan Berlagi chasing it down, barrels through his man. Jackson Doucette will be able to get the puck as a result. Nice behind the back pass, Doucette. Now he gets it right back, was looking for Berlagi. And good job there by Parker Malchuk to read that play and disrupt it. Cross ice. Back and forth. Jackson Doucette, wrist shot, hits a shin pad. Carson Sass back to Doucette. Doucette sends it, a nice tip out in front, but a great save there made by Ross Howrluck, who followed that puck. Into the final minute of play here of the first period. Both teams will get some fresh legs out there for the remainder of the period, and 30 seconds to go in the power play. Shorthanded opportunity, and a save made there by Anders as he holds on for the face-off draw. So the Cougars are going to have to start the last 29 seconds of the power play from their own zone. And you already see some beaking back and forth. That's Christian Reamer and Colton Veloso having some words. This is a big rivalry, these two teams. And even though it's preseason, you're going to see the tempers really fire up, especially as this game progresses. Kept in by the Cougars and now taken it back out, and great job there by Veloso to clear it. Final seconds of the power play as Trimble looking to get back onto the ice. 20 seconds to go into the period. Cougars coming it down as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Shot through traffic, still loose out in front, and Howrluck notices that the Cougars were coming in a little quicker than his guys, and he's just going to pull that in and cover it up for a face-off draw. So now the U of R 1 for 2 with the man advantage, as the Bisons did a great job there of killing off that Trimble power play. .14 seconds to go. Face-off draw won by the Cougars, but unfortunately for them, skips over the stick of Aiden Third. He quickly throws it up ahead. That's intercepted. The Bisons coming in with the final seconds, and Third's just going to send that one into the corner and then pin it along the boards to bring an end-to-end conclusion here to the first period of play. Some good back-and-forth hockey. Both teams are striking. It'd be Cody Bahoun starting things off in the first 2 minutes for the Bisons as he beat Anders of 5-home, 1-0. And then Dylan McCabe in the last few minutes would score on the power play from Jackson Doucette and Logan Berlagi. Top corner and tie this one up 1 apiece. We'll head to intermission and be back with your second period here of Canada West preseason action. Cougars hosting the Bisons.
The ESIM program is an international sport market and industry class in Madrid, Spain. So 15 of us from U of R got to go to Madrid, Spain for 10 days and do this program.
Studying abroad was everything I expected it to be. It was interesting, meaningful, and of course educational. For me, sport management is all about networking and making connections, and the class on international sport marketing just did that. And I now have the knowledge of international sport marketing and the connections to utilize in my future.
My experience was a 10 out of 10. It was lots of fun. I'm a human kinetics student, so it's a lot of anatomy and physiology, but it was just nice to learn about my degree in a different country.
I would tell someone interested in studying abroad simply to just do it. I now have connections internationally from not just Spain, but people from Finland, Germany, Austria, you name it.
I would say don't think about it twice and just hop on, because it's a really good experience and you never know what you can get out of it.
Ended up with 28 shots on goal. The Cougars
Or a kill. High off hands and off the back.
not really making that 2-3 zone do anything for the Cougars.
MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big wins, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know where it goes. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it, ooh. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Yeah.
I chose to take online summer courses because they really worked around my schedule when I was working full-time in the co-op program. I can go log on to the course anytime I want. I don't have to be there at a specific time, so I can watch my lecture anytime during my day that I feel like it. I was able to take some classes that maybe I wouldn't have taken if I was taking them in person. With summer classes, I've been able to work, travel, and study at the same time.
To be a successful farmer, you have to love what you do. Our farm is very much a family-run farm. It takes a lot more to run a family and run a dairy farm. But that means that we call upon grandmas and grandpas to help look after the kids. We spend a lot of time with our family, and we love it that way. We get up every morning, going out to the barn, knowing that we do this because it's a passion. I can't really describe it any other way.
The Brad Horning Legacy Fund at the University of Regina is doing something that I think is very fitting for our student athlete. It's creating scholarships in Brad Horning's name, and one of them is a scholarship for a student athlete with the women's hockey team, and one's for a student athlete with the Cougar men's hockey team. Brad was a wonderful example for students in terms of being a tremendous athlete. He was a tremendous student in terms of his academics. He was a leader and someone who persevered in the face of very substantial challenges. And that's certainly an example that all students should be able to follow at our university.
The Sport and Recreational Management program at the University of Regina is a 4-year bachelor's degree. It's a mixture of kinesiology and business classes with a sport management focus.
The Sport and Record Management program was something that was excellent for myself. Policy management, sport law, program development. The classes themselves prepared myself for being where I'm at.
As a student, my experience has been incredibly positive with the program. I think what makes the Sport and Rec Management program and the field so interesting is that there's so many opportunities. You can go the professional route, the college athletics route, you can go the community recreation programming, you can go university recreation programming.
I've been able to grow the game within the province. I get to work in sport every day. That is the best thing that you can ever do.
You really get to tailor this program to your interests as an individual.
It really challenged me to be a better person and a better professional. And it's just been the best thing I've ever done.
When you grew up playing the sport and then you get a chance to give back and develop it, it's so rewarding in that sense. That brings me the most joy in coming to work every day.
When you buy a lottery ticket in Saskatchewan, your money really goes a long way. More than 12,000 sport, culture, and recreation groups receive funding from Sask Lotteries every year. With Sask Lotteries, everyone wins.
It's important because feelings that we have are generally tend to be things that we keep inside of our bodies, and being able to express that feeling to someone else may help them identify potential issues. Seeing it in real time being used by people has been an amazing experience, and people are engaging with it and see value in it, and that makes me feel really good.
As students, we are taught in classrooms, and our knowledge is tested by words we put on a page. But how will our knowledge hold up in the real world? Growth is something many of us strive for, but it's easier to do with support. We create a space for hands-on learning to expand skill sets in a way that allows students to develop themselves as individuals and pre-professionals. Connections are essential in life and the business world. It is never too early to start building a network. This enables us to have the connections we need to step out of our student lives and into our professional careers. We put our creativity to the test. The only way to see how innovative you can be is to start today.
At Western Cycle Sorcerer Sports, we're using the latest technology to get you the best fit and performance possible for your skates, sticks, and equipment. We have 3D foot scanners from Bauer, CCM, and True Hockey that deliver the most accurate sizing to get you the best fit off the shelf or the perfect custom skate. The Rapid Shot allows our customers to try sticks before you buy. Grab a new flex or a new curve and find that perfect stick for your game. Hockey is always evolving, and so is Western Cycle. We have the most advanced blade profiling machine, the Pro Sharp, to enhance your skating performance. At Western Cycle Sorcerer Sports, we know our hockey.
There's no doubt running any kind of farm comes with day-to-day challenges. We built a new facility 2 years ago. Technology has totally revolutionized dairy farming. Fast Milk gives us the tools to provide high quality standard of milk, making sure our equipment is all well taken care of, make sure that those animals are housed and cared for appropriately. They continue to push us with their standards to make sure that it just gets better and better.
The ESIM program is an international sport market and industry class in Madrid, Spain. So 15 of us from U of R got to go to Madrid, Spain for 10 days and do this program.
Studying abroad was everything I expected it to be. It was interesting, meaningful, and of course educational. For me, sport management is all about networking and making connections, and the class on international sport marketing just did that. And I now have the knowledge of international sport marketing and the connections to utilize in my future.
My experience was a 10 out of 10. It was lots of fun. I'm a human kinetics student, so it's a lot of anatomy and physiology, but it was just nice to learn about my degree in a different country.
I would tell someone interested in studying abroad simply to just do it. I now have connections internationally from not just Spain, but people from Finland, Germany, Austria, you name it.
I would say don't think about it twice and just hop on, because it's a really good experience and you never know what you can get out of it.
Good afternoon and welcome back to some preseason Canada West action. U of R Cougars hosting the Manitoba Bisons. Thanks so much for joining us. 1-1 the score after the first period of play as the teams went back and forth there. Cody Behoon scoring early on for the Bisons. And then it'll be Dylan McCabe on the power play, evening things up in the final minutes of the first period. These teams always play each other tight, and that seems to be the equation here this afternoon once again. Last year they split preseason, they split regular season as well. In the regular season, it was actually always the road team that came away with the win. As that pass just misses, looking for Logan Berlagi. And it went into his skates, so that will come back out. And then up ahead for Berlagi again. He's got an assist here this afternoon out in front. He'll kick that one aside and then taken back by Chase Hartshee. Arpin over the line. Jackson Doucette will take that away from him. And then Christian Reamer with it. Poked away at center ice, but then battled through there, and they'll knock that one in and it's left behind the net. Cougars coming off that loss last night. 5-3 to Minot, as that is covered up for the first whistle of the game. Last night 5-3 to Minot, Pierce, Barnstable, and Borkland, all scoring goals in that matchup. And then next weekend, some more preseason action going. Everyone's off to Winnipeg, as that one's fired into Anders right off the face-off draw. Nice save there. Well, Winnipeg's going to be the place to be next weekend on the 23rd. The Cougars are going to be playing Lakehead on the 24th. The Bisons will match up again as another goal is scored there. And it's the U of R striking early. Matt Calling, the second year, dumping that one into the net. And a great job from him. He had such an outstanding rookie year, too. Led the Cougars for rookie points, 7 goals, 10 assists. He was 10th in the league for rookies as well, and now looking to build off that strong campaign, as it just took him a minute 31 to put his team into the lead here. So the Bisons now trailing for the first time into the game. And no assist on that Calling goal, so picking up the lone points on that one. And a nice start to the second period here for the U of R. Puck comes across. Colton Shindo with a little bit of space. Shindo wearing the A here tonight for his squad, as we wait to see who the full leadership group is going to be for Todd Johnson, as all of the letter players ended up gone on the off-season here. But certainly no lack of leadership in the dressing room, and a lot of these guys, especially the new guys too, most of them had that C or that A sometime in their junior careers. And a good problem to have when you get into the locker room and you have that many guys that could quite easily step into that leadership role, as we're pinned along the boards here. Refs yelling to get it loose, finally do. And then taken away. And off the high glass, the Cougars will get this one out. Stopped at center ice by the Bisons. Anders will slow this one down. 8th and 3rd gets to it first. And up ahead, no one there to receive the pass, but a nice clearing attempt anyway. Jordan Borchuk. Spinning around the net, Logan Barlagi comes in, forcing Manitoba to get rid of that puck quickly. That's a big body, 6'5", 210 coming your way. Good back and forth game here too. Not the physical game that you usually get between the Bisons and the Cougars, but first time meeting since January. It is preseason. Still getting those legs, trying to get things together here too. So the rivalry hasn't quite been ignited as when we normally see. Quit in front of the net and just hit the side there, and a great positioning by Ross Howerluck to take away any spacing from Payson Bjorklund, who was sent on to the attack from Barlagi. Barlagi having himself a nice preseason, too. He said he got an assist already tonight. He had the game-winning goal against the Huskies in the first preseason game, too. And that's a guy I think we're going to see a lot more of this season. You know, he joined the team in January last year, was only able to put up an assist in the 12 regular season games, but it's tough to jump in the middle of the season. Even if you're training hard, you're skating and everything like that, nothing beats the real game. But I think being here right from the start this year, we're going to see a big improvement from him, who, out of all the players on the Cougars, has some of the most prominent WHL experience. Trying to cut out in front, the stick just lifted and missed on the shot there was Christian Reamer. Gets an odd bounce off of the boards. Fluttered in front, was maybe trying to go off of a body there, and as that one was sent in from the blue line, easy save from Ethan Anders, who's going to cover up before the face-off draw. 15-15 on the clock right now in the second period of play. 2-1 the score. Matt Calling, the second year, able to put the Cougars into the lead for the first time in the afternoon. Cougars, we've been mentioning, you know, the defensive core, that's a big replacement this year, but they've also lost some prolific scorers on the team too. Jake Fletcher, 17 regular season games last year, 17 points for him, 5 goals, 12 assists. He's off to the ECHL, playing with the Thunder. Also Riley Crane, 9-goal team lead last year, 18 points, was the top forward for points too, so those are going to be some big gaps that need to be filled by the U of R this year as they win the face-off draw. And then that one bounces out, quick shot towards the net, and great save there. Ethan Anders, as he was all by himself to face the stick of Cody Bahoon, who had already beat him once in the evening, and Cody decided to go a little higher with that shot. Got his first one 5-hole, and a blocker save was made there, as the puck will come right back beside Anders. Matt Calling comes in to take the face-off draw against Cody Bahoon. Face-off won by Manitoba. Brings down the bouncing puck. Sails that one through traffic in front of the net. Kept in on the blue line, though. Another shot deflected up high. This game, of course, streaming for you for free on YouTube. Once we get into the regular season, though, you're going to have to flip it over to Canada West TV. You can lock in your subscription already and you never miss a game throughout the regular season, as 28 high-action paced games. Such fantastic hockey we say each and every year. And looking at the crowd here, after the cooperators for a preseason game, it seems like this isn't such the hidden gem anymore in Regina, as last year too we saw big crowds coming out to each and every game, which was so terrific to see. And if this preseason crowd is any indication of what things are going to be looking like this year, we will have this arena rocking. Sent out to center ice. Cougars also going to have a special game coming up this year too, where we're going to move down the Real District and be playing from the Brand Center in the matchup against Saskatoon, which will be exciting. A lot of players familiar with the ice surface over there too from the time in the WHL, and the ones that have, of course, spent some time playing with the Pats. Out in front, quick wrist shot, save made, the rebound still out there, trying to tuck that one in onto the backhand, and great job there, Ross Harlock, as Kate Runke had a couple opportunities trying to get a goal there. Icing is the call, so 13:09 to go. Cougars players will be stuck on the ice here. Manitoba going to use this opportunity to get some fresh legs and to see if they can't tie this game up. Tangled up into the draw. Veloso will put this one out to the blue line. So that one, it comes out in front and tipped away. And it's sent out by Christian Reamer. Ooh, Reamer almost able to knock into the rebound there, but just has that one miss on the shot opportunity. Bisons will knock it back the other direction. Ty Barnstable. Long, hard pass over to Borchuk. Trying to cut out in front. Leaves it there and taken it down as he was sprinting towards the net was Ty Barnstable. Puck taken back by the Bisons. Manitoba out in front. Hits the side of the net on that shot. Still with it. And that one goes up high and couldn't be gloved down as Keaton Calder, the first-year former Portage Terrier, tried to grab that one out of the air. Sends it in, though, as that one tipped off the stick of Tony Aptegun. No icing or whistle on the call, and the Cougars will send this one up high. Bouncing down and grabbing a hold of that. Dorkland towards the net and swiping at that one was the U of R, but a quick whistle, even though it looked like that puck did come loose. And we'll line up here for another face-off draw. 2-1 the score in favor of the Cougars. Matt Calling with that goal. Dylan McCabe also striking for the Cougars, and Cody Bahoun, the lone goal scorer for the Manitoba Bisons. Manitoba in onto the attack from the skates to the stick. Shot out in front. Anders, fantastic job to see through traffic and then knock that one aside. Great pass up ahead, and that one a shot, and Dylan McCabe fires an easy one for Ross Hauerluck to make the save there. It'll be interesting what both squads end up doing with goaltenders this year. Hauerluck playing right now for the Bisons, but also Colby Thornton coming into the mix. He is a second year as he played with Aurora University, but put up a pretty good record there. 12-4-1 record, 336 goals against, and a .915 save percentage. Brett Murphy, also a guy we saw, 16 games played last year. And then Simon Harkins. And Brett Murphy had one game played. My writing is just that legible. But Simon Harkins was the guy that went 1-7 for the team. .863, .524 goals against average. So it's going to be an interesting scenario in the Bison's crease. Probably will start splitting off the season. And then see which starter emerges to the challenge. And whistle goes as the arm goes up, and we're going to have another penalty here. This one going towards the Bisons. And that is going to be Keaton Calder. The first year is going to be serving 2 minutes or less. So with 10:35 to go, U of R a chance to increase their lead. Already struck once on the power play, 1 for 2 tonight. And it's looked like a pretty good power play tonight, too. Logan Berlagi out there again to take the face-off. Jackson and Doucette along with him. And then Dorkland up front. Here's Jackson and Doucette cutting in. Gives it to Berlagi. Just misses Dylan McCabe onto the pass. McCabe a few steps up before he drops that one back to Sass. To Jackson Doucette. Hits a leg, kept in. From the top of the circle. Onto the blue line, Jackson Doucette, shot through traffic. It's looking for a bit of a deflection in there. Couldn't find its way to the net, though, and it will get out. 2-on-1 forming for the Bisons. Short-handed opportunity. Passing this one across, and big save! Ethan Anders, the best one he's had so far of the game as he takes that one away from Johnny Hooker. Johnny going down on that play. No arm goes up, though, so we'll continue play. Just over a minute to go on the power play for the U of R. And the most dangerous opportunity so far this power play was that short-handed one that was taken away by Anders. Bison's back with this one again, and we'll skip that one down the length of the ice. So U of R will send out to the second power play unit here and see if they can get something going. Ben Christian just holds it behind his net and waits for everyone to set up. Gets it ahead for Eric Pierce. Sent into the corner. drops this one back, bounces off of a few bodies, and then Pierce finds it back again on the far boards. Pierce down low, wraparound attempt, and that one poked in, and that is a goal. I believe that was Cade Runke, the rookie, getting the rebound there, as Eric Pierce did a great job to set that one up, and Cougars strike again. 3-1 now from another power play goal. So less than 9 minutes to go in this period. U of R looking very sharp here this afternoon. The power play is certainly something we've seen progress in leaps and bounds over the last couple of years here for the U of R too, especially off the beginning of last season. That started off hot for the team. They ended up finishing 5th on the power play, but still a great percentage, 23.1% last year. And by the looks of things, Todd Johnson might have found that winning power play combo already here in the preseason if they can keep that going. And now here is that aggression and rough stuff behind the net, as the referees step in there and look to simmer things down. PK for both teams is certainly something that they're trying to increase. The Bisons finished the penalty kill last year operating at 76.5%, which put them 6th in the lead, and the Cougars just a couple behind that too at 74.3%, which landed them 8th place. Cougars 2 penalty minutes led the league last year with 530. Bisons, they've taken 3 here tonight, as that one just skips wide of the net off of a body. But the Bisons played a very disciplined last year. They were near the bottom of the league for penalty minutes taken with only 370. As we have a pile-up and a pin of 5 players trying to get that one loose as the time ticks down here, and the referee's going to whistle that one down. So 8:07 to go here in the second period. 3-1 is where we sit right now in favor of the U of R Cougars, as Runke was able to get that last goal. Cade Runke, Carson White, Payson Borkland, Lathan Oline, Jordan Borchuk, Jacob Brook, Ben Christian, Ethan Anders, and Aiden Third. The rookie class this year for the U of R, all of them with impressive stats, did fantastic work in their previous clubs, and certainly looking to make a splash this year and continue on that strong play that the U of R has had the last couple by getting into the playoffs 2 years in a row, something that hadn't been done since 2008-2009 season. Bisons, on the other hand, with the Cougars going into playoffs, they've missed it the last couple of years too, so they're really trying to change that culture in the locker room and show Canada West that they can compete for a playoff spot once again this year. It's not that they were far off from a playoff spot too. The Cougars were in there with 19 points, the Bisons 17 points. Finding some room as 13 minutes now gone of the period. With some speed, players streaking towards the net, and so he's just trying to find a little bit of a tip in front. That one was knocked away by Ross Harlock and goes up into the netting. Bison starting in the regular season at home this year. The Huskies will be in Winnipeg on the 28th and the 29th. That's a Thursday and Friday game set for the team. And for U of R, they will start things off on the road with a rematch of 2 years ago in the playoffs, Mount Royal. They'll take on the other Cougars team on the 29th and 30th, and then they will have their season opener at home Thanksgiving weekend, as that one was fired right in to Howard-Luck. A hard shot Portland. And at Thanksgiving weekend, it will be Cougars hosting at UBC, and that will be the rematch of last year's playoff matchup. Icing waved off on this one. And we have a penalty going there as Reamer took down Ballas. So a good opportunity here for the Bisons to get back into this one. With just 6:11 to go in the second period of play. Bisons 0 for 2 on the man advantage. First one was pretty quiet. Second one set up a couple opportunities. But U of R has been doing a good job on the PK so far this afternoon. Bison's hoping to change that right now as Dylan Thiessen will come in to take the face-off draw. Big defensive zone draw won by the Cougars, which allows the clear right off the start here. A little bit of pressure too, and a good job there by Eric Pierce to poke that one up ahead. Eric Pierce, the guy that really was starting to pick up and heat up at the end of last season. Both him, the two Erics would play on a line together quite often, Hauk and Pierce, and both of them really were showing off and coming into their own at the end of the season. So we're hoping that they can continue on to that too for the Cougars this year. .50 seconds gone out of the power play. Bisons finally get back into the zone, and then they'll just skip that one towards Ethan Anders, who's going to hold on for the face-off draw. So a nice start to the PK for U of R, as they haven't had to do too much defending in it so far, but 1:08 to go for the Bisons power play as Christian Reamer looks on from the box. Face-off draw taken right by the Bisons. From mid-circle, a quick shot. Rebound was pushed into the corner. Not giving the Bisons any second opportunities there, but they are still on the attack as they go across the ice. Shot through traffic, bounces up. Foot race along the boards, and a great clear there on his backhand. Carson Sass. So a minute 20 of the power play now gone, and a big clear. They caught U of R changing lines, and shot just rifled high of the net. That was Ostier firing in that one, and a nearly 2-on-1 it developed. Cougars, good job to hustle up and put a little bit of pressure on, but still needed to get that one online. The net, and he's not going to make that mistake again. Hayden Oster fires that one into the net as a great setup play, and 3-2 now the score. The Bison striking for the first time with the man advantage now. 3. Couldn't have a runaway game between these two teams. You knew it was going to get close at one point. Hayden Oster with the goal. He had a 10 in the regular season last year. Put him third on his team, 19 points. And now in his third year with the team, gets his squad a little bit closer here. As we have 4:20 to go in the second period of play. Another shot, that one, it just whistles wide of the net. Nice battle down low by the Bisons to keep this one alive and in the Cougars' zone. Comes out, but still in the possession of Manitoba. Into the corner, a little dump and chase. Bouncing puck on the wraparound attempt, will hold it. Centers. Backhand shot, steered away by Anders. Sent back behind the net. Two Cougars instantly meeting him and take the puck away. Here's Matt Calling. Opened up the scoring in the second period. He heads off for a line change as he dumped that one down. Barlagi gets a quick shot, and it just went wide with that one as he had a good opportunity. Ross Howerluck hadn't quite got set back into the net after playing that one. Logan Barlagi battling it through. He gets hauled down, and that will allow the Bisons to come away the other direction. Now Dylan McCabe with it. He started off the scoring on the power play for the Cougars. And back out, and as that one went a quick stick to stick, that's going to be an offside call. with 2:41 left. Here to play in the second period. Some preseason action between the University of Regina Cougars hosting the Manitoba Bisons. Cougars so far 1-2 for the preseason. Split some games with the Huskies last weekend, and then taking a loss to Minot State last night. Sent in towards the net, and that one's just going to be covered up as Ty Barnstable and Borchuk were both coming in quickly towards the netminder. Again, thank you for joining us, making us part of your Saturday afternoon. Remember, once the regular season rolls around, these games will go back to Canada West TV. But happy we can offer you some free preseason action if you couldn't make it down to the Cooperators. Icing waved off. So quickly into the corner. Christian Reamer will get to it first and allows the Cougars to get it out. Cross ice now with some space. Ben Christian dumps that one in as his teammates were swapping up lines. Jaden Davis has his pass knocked off of the body of Jackson Arpin. Veloso digging away into the corner, trying to get that one loose. Cougars will come away. Ben Christian, long pass, was looking ahead for Cade Runke. Runke with the third goal, and a great pass that time by Runke. Was able to find Eric Pierce, but Ross Harlock in the right space there, just takes it into the chest and holds on for another face-off draw. As time ticks down here in the second period, we have 1:20 left to play before our final intermission, and then the third period awaits. Big face-off draw. Allows the Cougars to fire this one towards the net, just goes wide. On the backhand to the defenseman, and a shot, he hits his man out in front, as that was Eric Hauk trying to put up the screen. Icing waved off again as we go into our final minute of play into the first period. Bisons get some fresh legs out there. McCabe over to Carson Sass. These two have been playing a lot of time here this evening. Could potentially be the new 1-2 punch for the U of R. On the defensive end. Hauled down and quickly over to help was Matt Calling. Eric Hauk sends this one in. Matt Calling gets around his man. Puts it out in front. A great shot. Nice pass to Ty Barnstable there. But Ross Harlock making the save. But great job. Matt Calling coming across to help out his fallen defenseman. And then the pass is set up too, as the Cougars were looking to increase that lead. 22 seconds to go in the second period. The Bisons hold them to those 3 goals right now. Jackson to Doucette, looking out front. Couldn't get through the traffic. 10 seconds to go. Cougars might still get one shot away. Out in front, Barloggi was right there. Couldn't get it pulled back for the shot opportunity. And that was a great chance there for Barloggi, as he was right on the doorstep there. And with the amount of time left, I don't think anyone was really expecting there to be that last second chance. And now just a formality to drop that puck, as there's 0.2 seconds up on the clock. So the buzzer goes 3-2 the score. We got a close one here. We'll be back with the third period of play. Matt Calling with a goal to start off this period. It would be Runke with the next one on the power play before Oster would score for the Bisons to get them a little closer as they struck on the power play as well. 3-2 Cougars lead. We'll be back with the third period call.
ESIM program is an international sport market and industry class in Madrid, Spain. So 15 of us from U of R got to go to Madrid, Spain for 10 days and do this program.
Studying abroad was everything I expected it to be. It was interesting, meaningful, and of course educational. For me, sport management is all about networking and making connections, and the class on international sport marketing just did that. And I now have the knowledge of international sport marketing and the connections to utilize in my future.
My experience was a 10 out of 10. It was lots of fun. I'm a human kinetics student, so it's a lot of anatomy and physiology, but it was just nice to learn about my degree in a different country.
I would tell someone interested in studying abroad simply to just do it. I now have connections internationally from not just Spain, but people from Finland, Germany, Austria, you name it.
I would say don't think about it twice and just hop on, because it's a really good experience and you never know what you can get out of it.
Ended up with 28 shots on goal.
Again, but Flora kills high off hands and outside.
Not really making that 2-3 zone do anything for the Cougars.
MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it, ooh. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Yeah.
I chose to take online summer courses because they really worked around my schedule when I was working full-time in the co-op program. I can go log on to the course anytime I want. I don't have to be there at a specific time, so I can watch my lecture anytime during my day that I feel like it. I was able to take some classes that maybe I wouldn't have taken if I was taking them in person. With summer classes, I've been able to work, travel, and study at the same time.
To be a successful farmer, you have to love what you do. Our farm is very much a family-run farm. It takes a lot more to run a family and run a dairy farm. But that means that we call upon grandmas and grandpas to help look after the kids. We spend a lot of time with our family, and we love it that way. We get up every morning, going out to the barn, knowing that we do this because it's a passion. I can't really describe it any other way.
The Brad Horning Legacy Fund at the University of Regina is doing something that I think is very fitting for our student athlete. It's creating scholarships in Brad Horning's name, And one of them is a scholarship for a student athlete with the women's hockey team, and one's for a student athlete with the Cougar men's hockey team. Brad was a wonderful example for students in terms of being a tremendous athlete. He was a tremendous student in terms of his academics. He was a leader and someone who persevered in the face of very substantial challenges. And that's certainly an example that all students should be able to follow at our university.
The Sport and Recreational Management program at the University of Regina is a 4-year bachelor's degree. It's a mixture of kinesiology and business classes with a sport management focus.
The Sport and Record Management program was something that was excellent for myself. Policy management, sport law, program development. The classes themselves prepared myself for being where I'm at.
As a student, my experience has been incredibly positive with the program. I think what makes the Sport and Rec Management program and the field so interesting is that there's so many opportunities. You can go the professional route, the college athletics route, you can go the community recreation programming, you can go university recreation programming.
I've been able to grow the game within the province. I get to work in sport every day. That is the best thing that you can ever do.
You really get to tailor this program to your interests as an individual.
It really challenged me to be a better person and a better professional. And it's just been the best thing I've ever done.
When you grew up playing the sport and then you get a chance to give back and develop it, it's so rewarding in that sense. That brings me the most joy in coming to work every day.
When you buy a lottery ticket in Saskatchewan, your money really goes a long way. More than 12,000 sport, culture, and recreation groups receive funding from Sask Lotteries every year. With Sask Lotteries, everyone wins.
It's important because feelings that we have are generally tend to be things that we keep inside of our bodies, and being able to express that feeling to someone else may help them identify potential issues. Seeing it in real time being used by people has been an amazing experience, and people are engaging with it and see value in it, and that makes me feel really good.
Welcome to the episode.
As students, we are taught in classrooms and our knowledge is tested by words we put on a page. But how will our knowledge hold up in the real world? Growth is something many of us strive for, but it's easier to do with support. We create a space for hands-on learning to expand skill sets in a way that allows students to develop themselves as individuals and pre-professionals. Connections are essential in life and the business world. It is never too early to start building a network. This enables us to have the connections we need to step out of our student lives and into our professional careers. We put our creativity to the test. The only way to see how innovative you can be is to start today.
At Western Cycle Sorcerer Sports, we're using the latest technology to get you the best fit and performance possible for your skates, sticks, and equipment. We have 3D foot scanners from Bauer, CCM, and True Hockey that deliver the most accurate sizing to get you the best fit off the shelf or the perfect custom skate. The Rapid Shot allows our customers to try sticks before you buy. Grab a new flex or a new curve and find that perfect stick for your game. Hockey is always evolving, and so is Western Cycle. We have the most advanced blade profiling machine, the Pro Shark, to enhance your skating performance. At Western Cycle Sorcerer Sports, we know our hockey.
There's no doubt running any kind of farm comes with day-to-day challenges. We built a new facility 2 years ago. Technology has totally revolutionized dairy farming. Milk gives us the tools to provide high quality standard of milk.
In the Doucette, spins around, sends that one across Carson to Sass, and then right back to Dylan McCabe, who started the scoring for the Cougars. Sass and McCabe is getting a lot of ice time here. And been looking good too, which is great to see. We said that it's always a concern when your top four defensemen leave throughout the year, but Todd looks like he's found some good guys to jump into those roles. And see what he can do here as we are pinned behind the net. Puck comes loose. Good job there to step up Christian Reamer. And now on to the wraparound attempt. Barlagi smacking away at that one and kept out by Ross Howrlock, who puts the pad down and holds that one out to keep his team within striking distance here as the first minute ticks off the clock. We didn't have to wait too long for both periods. The first and the second, we had goals within the first 2 minutes here. So give it 49 seconds and who knows what we could be seeing as Matt Collin comes in to take the face-off draw. Taken back out by the Bisons, a one-on-one forming here. Eric Houck gets back to help on the defensive end too as Christian Reamer sent his man into the corner. Out loose, quick shot away. Anders was tucked up along the post though to make the save there. Puck comes out and it's going to be an icing call, so another whistle and we'll head back to University of Regina's end here. These two squads doing it all again next weekend too, this time in Winnipeg. Cougars will be there for a couple games. Not only taking on the Bisons, but they are also going to be playing Lakehead on the 23rd, then the Bisons on the 24th. And for the Bisons, 22nd is when they'll play at Lakehead. too, so not a lot of time to wait for them either. No icing called on that one. Boucher sent it up ahead. First 2 minutes gone of the period, so for the first time in the game, we didn't see a goal in the first 2 minutes. Centering a pass, sent in deep by Eric Pierce. Chase Hartje along the boards. Pried loose. Eric Pierce met with some resistance. And then plunging in was Aiden Third. Has that knocked off of his stick. Kept in though. Cade Runke doing a good job to get back there. And now it is knocked out. And the Bisons head on to the attack. Couldn't get around O-line. Now centering a pass, and just fanned on that one was the Bisons' Andre Sutter. Runke towards it, a nice move through the legs, takes the shot, and that one was deflected, so couldn't quite get enough of that one as it rolls on top of the net and whistled down. And a good opportunity there for the Cougars. Cade Runke with quite the move to get out in front, but Bison's defenseman possessioned perfectly to take that opportunity. As just over 3 minutes has ticked off the clock, 3-2 the score in favor of the hometown Cougars. Looking to improve their preseason record to 2-2 with a win here after splitting games with the Huskies and then taking that loss to Minot yesterday. Great job by Matt Calling holding it on the blue line. His shot couldn't get through as that was deflected by Dylan Thiessen. Cross the ice was Jacob Brook. Pass didn't exactly go where he wanted, but they're still back on the attack. Offside, though, will bring them out. And now here comes Colton Veloso all by himself. Takes a shot and a big save. Ethan Anders. He's had a couple incredible saves here this afternoon to keep his team in the lead. And Colton Veloso, certainly not a guy you want to see coming down on you, too. Always dangerous for the Bisons. 15 points for him last season. As Arpin cuts in to take the face-off draw. Going against Berlagi, and quick shot right off the hop there for the Bisons, and another save made by Anders. As the Bisons pushing here, trying to tie things back up. Stalled out on the blue line as the pass was behind. And then rifled back in. Ben Christian up along the boards, bounces over a stick. Onto the blue line, shot through traffic, and that one is scooped up by Ross Howerluck, and he's going to hold on for a face-off draw here. So another minute ticks off the clock, 15:57 to go. 3-2 the score as the Cougars lead. Game's always close between these squads. And we have another penalty coming up here, so this is going to be a big opportunity. And a big kill coming up here for the U of R, and that is Logan Berlagi, who is going to be headed off for 2 minutes. So the Bisons have that chance right now if they can tie this one up and get their second power play goal of the game. Face-off lined up to the right of Anders. One back by the Bisons as they get to work on the power play, trying to tie this one up. From the circle, shot goes through. Anders making the save there. Knocks off 7 seconds of the power play. Last year, as we said, the teams split the 4 times they matched up. The Bisons would take the first two, 2-1, and then a 4-3 overtime win, both in Regina. The Cougars would pounce when they went back into Winnipeg, though. As that one hit a leg and allows the Cougars to get out. 8-0 is when the Cougars beat the Bisons on the 6. As that one is shot, just floats it over the net. As that was taken away by Jackson Doucette, and he nearly had a shorthanded goal there as he read that pass from Ross Howerluck perfectly. And the Bisons catch a big break here on the power play as they come down to the opposite direction. And you know Jackson Doucette's going to be shaking his head when he gets to the bench on that one too. Out of the open net, and it was just a few inches high. Doucette, 16 points last season. 6 goals, 10 assists, but a guy you always notice on the ice. So quick. The hand's fantastic, too. As that one goes out of play, and we have another whistle. Minute 6 to go on the power play. But yes, when the teams met in Winnipeg back in January, Cougars 8-0 win on January 6th. That is the largest margin of victory ever between the Cougars beating the Bisons. And the next night, we're right back to a very close game. 3-2 was the score there. Head-to-head all-time, Cougars 95 wins, Bisons 143 wins, and 13 ties. But the last 10 here, last year was a split, but the last 10, 8 Cougars wins, 2 Bisons wins. So they put a big Cougars streak to bed with those 2 wins to start off the season last year. As we go to center ice for the face-off here. Things being explained to the head coaches, Todd Johnson, and our first-year head coach for the Bisons, Gord Burnett. Sent in from center ice as the Bisons will chase it and look to set things up. Here's Calder. The first year takes it in. Nice little tic-tac-toe pass. Couldn't get a shot away on that. Kept in, though. Shot and knocked down. Sent to the corner. Bison's looking good now on the power play. Moving the puck well. Sent across. Hard shot. Deflected out in front. Eric Hauk pinned along the boards. Comes free and goes to the blue line. 14 seconds left on the power play. Another save made by Ethan Anders. Having himself a terrific game. And now we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Barlagi steps back onto the ice, and the PK comes up big for the U of R. All by himself. Here comes Eric Hauk on the breakaway attempt, and big save, Howluck. As Hauk was looking to 5-hole on that one. And the Bisons need to thank their goaltender there for keeping them into this one. As Hauk looking very dangerous. A guy that sprung into action with points at the beginning of last season and cooled down a little bit, but then really came out strong once again and put up 8 points in his freshman season, and now looking to build off that in the sophomore year. Tangle up in front of the Cougars bench. Then poked away. Here's Trimble, one of the first years for the Bisons. Gets this one back to the line. Hartchie trying to get around to Doucette. Back and forth along the boards. Gets himself a little bit of space. Shot through traffic, and that one right into the midsection of Ethan Anders. Ethan Anders playing some time with UBC last year. 3 games played, a 2-0 record. 318 goals against and a 908 save percentage, but a crowded crease in UBC, and Ethan Anders from Pilot Butte comes a little closer to home, and he's going to be making that push challenge anyway to see who is going to be in that top spot. If Adam Evanoff is going to be the starter again this year. Don't forget about Curtis Meager too, the 4th year. Former Kootenay Ice player. He could certainly emerge again as a starter, as it was him and Evanoff who were splitting action off of the start. So always nice when you have those options in goaltender. You don't want anyone injured, but you know what? If you do, you have 3 very capable guys, and just when they're all that talented too, they're going to push each other. And the arm goes up. We got another penalty going here, and both squads kind of looking around us to see who it is going off, but it is a Bison's penalty. Actually, this might be coincidentals here. Yeah, it looks like Runke is going to be going off as well. So no one going on a power play here. Looks like we're going to play a little 4-on-4. Coaches might not hate that too. Preseason action, you kind of want to explore every option that you got out there in different scenarios, and 4-on-4 will give you that bigger ice surface, speed really starts to play a factor into that too, and we'll see if any team can capitalize on that little bit of extra ice. As Jacob Brook comes in to take the face-off draw, wins that quickly back, and a shot goes into the glove of Howerluck as Carson Sass fired that one. Jacob Brook, one of the new players, played with the Dauphin Kings. Also, some time with the Pats, won a championship with Prince Albert Raiders back in 2019, and last year had a great season with the Dauphin Kings too. In the 31 games played there after coming over from the Pats, put up 8 goals and 19 assists. And a Manitoba boy from Roblin, so probably was weighing the options as to between these two squads. And U of R is certainly glad that he chose them. 12:09 left to go here in the third period. Cougars holding that 3-2 lead. Playing some 4-on-4 hockey right now for the next minute 34. Coming in over the blue line. Spins around. The puck bounces up a little bit. Good job to hold that one in and stay on the attack from the Bisons. Arpin along with it. Has it taken back away. And Dvorak will just clear this one and allow the Cougars to get some fresh legs out. Calder has his pass knocked away as he was looking for a streaking Veloso across the ice. Chase Hartshee will pick it up. The third year former Moose Jaw Warrior. Ended with 20 points last year, third on the team. Dropped back by Christian Reamer. He's pinned along the boards. Loses the puck in the process, and Hartshee moves that one quick. Ostier with it. The last player to grab a goal. Striking on the power play to put his team within the 1. 3-2 is where we sit. Just 10 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey before we'll have the full 5 back onto the ice. Dangerous play right in front of the net there. But O-line with the 6'6 frame able to stretch out and gather that before any of the Bisons could. Runke fresh from the box. Gets around a defender. Bangs off of a couple bodies, held in. Trying to get that one around Layton O-line. Will finally exit the zone. 10 minutes left. So we're at the halfway point of the third period. Given away right out in front, and that one quickly swatted to the side by Anders before Riley Zimmerman, the first year former OCN Blizzard, could get a hold of it. Zimmerman wore the C last year for the OCN Blizzard. 57 games played, 27 goals, and 32 assists, so quite the offensive paralysis for him. Cougars waiting it out as they were waiting for everyone to get back on side as Jackson and Doucette had got tangled up. Logan Berlagi spins, finds his guy on the point, shot, rebound comes out, and that one's just out of the reach of Doucette. And another penalty will be coming up here. And the Cougars back on the penalty kill. Jackson and Doucette off into the box. So they'll look for their second kill of this period. 5th penalty of the game for the Cougars. Bison's 1 for 4 with the man advantage, and another good chance for them to get back into this game and tie it up. Good job there, Christian Reamer, to poke that one out. Eric Fox will dump it in. Anders off the high glass. Gets a bounce, but stays in. Centering that one. Shot. Anders knocks that down with the blocker. Couldn't clear it. From the middle of the ice, back to the near side. Quick shot, and Anders gets around. Is it still loose? Yes, it is, behind the net. Anders making another highlight save there. He's had about 3 or 4 of them so far in the game. And he sees that one through traffic and will hold on for a face-off draw. So this gets the Cougars a chance to get another penalty kill unit out there. Bisons will send out the second power play unit. 1:03 to go with the man advantage as we see Jackson and Doucette. Sin from the box, anxious to get back out onto the ice and help his team out. 3-2 the score. U of R leads. Another face-off draw won by the Bisons, so they gain possession right off the start here. Cutting in, quick shot. Anders makes the save. And it gets out to poke it away from any potential rebounds. And now finally sailed diagonally across the ice and out by the Cougars. And they'll get a little bit of breathing room here on a power play that has been pressing for the Bisons. Sent out across. Here's Veloso. Hauk chasing it down, and he's able to clear this one. And now for the Cougars, who will swap lines once again. Just 10 seconds to left on the power play as they're hoping to kill another one here and stay in the lead. Drop back. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey now as Jackson and Doucette enters the ice. Bisons with their second power play opportunity of the third period. Cougars PK has been looking good though, as they've held the Bisons 1 for 5 here this afternoon. That one hits a skate. Barlagi will get it out to Jackson to Doucette. Here comes that top line for the Cougars. Doucette takes the shot and saw all the way Ross Harlock and flashes the leather, makes the glove save, and keeps this one 3-2 with 6:39 remaining on the clock. In to take the face-off draw will come Eric Pierce. And the Bisons continue to push here into the third period. They've been looking sharp. That one just skirts out of the reach of Riley Zimmerman. Chase Hartje will follow it up though. Hartje can't get around his man. Runke over. Here's a clear path towards the net. Takes the shot. Big save made. Colton Schindel trying to tuck that one in. And couldn't do it. And now we'll go the opposite direction. And the Bison's coming offside there. So a break for the Cougars. Schindel now in his second year. Former Wolverine in the MJHL. Last year put up 3 points in the 15 games we saw out there. But a guy I think we're going to see a lot more production from this year when it comes to points. And barreling their way through, here comes Eric Hauk trying to get it around his defender. And he's held along the outside. Hauk already with one opportunity on the breakaway attempt today. Trying to center that one. Good job there from the Bisons. Parker Malchuk to put his body in the way. Shot bangs off of a couple skates, goes into the corner. Sent around the boards. Back behind the net, behind the back pass, and that one stripped from Hauk, and that sends the Bison Sutter the opposite direction. 5 minutes now to go. Still anyone's game here, as Bison's just trailing by that 1 goal. Both teams having some good opportunities to get something going here in the third period, but the goaltenders have been looking sharp. Veloso, nice pass out in front, and Eric Hauk slides across and it takes away any opportunity. Great defensive effort from the forward. And Jacob Brook will play that one up ahead. Good job to get it out of the zone. Quick shot by Brook and hits the post. And with only 4:20 left, you think that might have even sealed the deal here for the U of R. And as Brook heads back to the bench, he just shakes his head. Great opportunity, though. Out of Doucette's reach, so that will come back for Christian Reamer. Former Battleford North Star in his third year now. Gets it back to Jackson Doucette. Just a little out of his reach, so he'll have that puck taken back by the Bisons. Pass across the ice, Hayden Oster. Now back out. Barlagi holding it in at the blue line, and then it's taken away from him by Oster. Looking the wrong direction on that was Bjorklund. And now poked up ahead as Owen Warham had got in on the play. 3:20 to go. Ross Howerluck already looking towards the bench, so we'll see when he goes for the extra attacker as the Bisons press into the Cougars' end. Out in front, bounces off a few players and then up off of an arm and out of the zone. 3 minutes left. Bisons swap lines and get right back in on the attack. Centering pass poked away. Swatted up but couldn't clear. Again at the blue line. Good job from a spinning Calder to keep it alive. Now Ruhnke pinned along the boards. A tenacious battle ensues. And we just move about 6 feet down and again, pinned up. Finally comes loose. Empty net now for the Bisons as they have the extra man out there trying to tie this one up as we approach the final 2-minute mark of the third period. 2:10 on the clock. Cougars pinned along the boards. Just trying to get this one out. Maybe take a shot from the length of the ice. Find that empty net. Off the glass. Nice kick in by Malchuk to keep it alive. And now off of the high boards, Cade Ruhnke sends this one in, and finally the Cougars able to get a line change here. The assistant captain, Dylan Thiessen, loses this one, and from far distance puts that one into the yawning cage. And that is Ty Barnstable tucking that one away from nearly a center ice, and the Cougars will extend their lead 4-2 on the empty net. And that goal, massive here. Barnstable gets his second of the weekend as the Bisons were really pushing, and a little bit of discussion happening here from the referees, and they're going to wave this one off. And that brought a drastic silence here to the fans at the Cooperators. So guess what? We're still a lot closer than we thought we were. 3-2 remains the score after a brief discussion at center ice. And I believe we still had a Cougar into the zone. So offside would have been the call. Right decision on the ice, but still took a lot of excitement away. So there's still life for Manitoba, for the Bisons here. Still have 6 attackers on the ice here as they push towards a tie game. A minute now left to go. Shot made its way through traffic but was wide of the net. Cross ice pass. Spinning will center this one. A lot of traffic in front of Anders. Bisons just can't seem to hit the net. That one bounces up just high. as Anders put out the glove, but was too high of that one too, as he would love just to settle things down for a little bit. Hauk blocks that one. Still with it are the Bisons, and now swatted out, and that is a big clear of the zone by Ty Barnstable, who heads off for the line change. The Bisons cluster up at the blue line, so we'll have an offside there. As Manitoba continues this push, 26 seconds left on the clock. The face-off outside the Cougars' blue line. U of R trying to hold in for the win. Logan Berlagi will come out to take the face-off draw against Jackson Arpin. Arpin wins this one. Here's the Zimmerman along the near boards. Puck comes up, and Cougars do a good job of just skirting that one out. Bison's quick to enter the zone again, and that will flutter out of the end again. 5 seconds left to go, and that one is taken away. And this time, that goal will stand and closes up the game. Payson of Bjorklund with the empty net goal, and the Cougars will take this one at home. Preseason action 4-2 the final. A fantastic outing from both teams. The goaltenders looked great in this preseason matchup too, and just gets you fired up and ready for the regular season. Again, the Cougars winning this one 4-2. Thank you so much for joining us on this free YouTube broadcast. Remember, once the regular season rolls around, we'll be back with Canada West TV, so sign up, get your subscription ready, because this is a season that you are sure not to miss. Again, for the Cougars, 2 games coming up for them. Next weekend, they will be in Winnipeg on the 23rd, taking on Lakehead. These 2 teams will meet again on the 24th, Cougars and Bisons. And then for the Bisons as well, they'll take on the Lakehead Thunderwolves on Friday the 22nd. Then the regular season after that, Bisons at home against the Huskies the 28th and 29th. And for the U of R, they will start things on the road, taking on Mount Royal, the other Cougar team in the league. Again, your final here from the Cooperators Arena, 4-2 in favor of the hometown Cougars. I'm Chase Hussey. Thank you so much for joining us, and have yourself a wonderful weekend.